It's time to check on the worms. Let's see what's going on. So enjoy the video. Well, hello. Life is busy. I'm thinking about doing videos every 2 weeks or every month for now. So that's something that I'm working on. I'm thinking about doing to see what's going to work best for me. But these are the red wigglers and maybe a mixture of blue worms. And when I feed my worms, I like to feed them the frozen and thaw out method because that allows the cell walls to break down easier and for the worms to consume the food scraps a lot sooner, quicker, and easier. But that's the method that works best for me. What method do you use when it comes to feeding your worms? Do you feed them by freezing and thawing your food scraps out, or what do you do? Talk to me. Leave it in the comments box below. But the bedding is, the consistency is pretty of a wrung out sponge. So it's just right, not too wet. Let me prepare a little tray for them. Popsicle sticks right there. But I have some egg cartons and a cup holder that you get from a fast food restaurant that I'm going to put right here to help with the moisture with the lettuce that I'm going to give them that retains a lot of water to help absorb some of the moisture. So you break them off a little something of the lettuce. There they go right there. Now it's time to give them some of the orange peels and banana peels. Put it like that. Let me give them a little more lettuce, a little bit of this other lettuce that we had bagged up that wilted. No worries on this end right here. But when it comes to lettuce, it takes a longer time to break down if it's not at least starting, if you don't freeze it. So let me cover it up right here with some bedding. Right now with the oranges, you could definitely smell the orange citrus fragrance in there. This bin smells really good. But I'm just going to cover it up with my cover sheet right here. So this bin looks like it's going to be good to go for a couple of weeks. Now it's time to look at my next worm bin with the Euros. This is my first worm bin with the Euros, the European night crawlers. This is a couple on the lid, a few on the side, but no big deal. The castings are looking good. Plenty of pretty worms in there doing their thing. Guess I'll add the food scraps right here. There they go, my bedding. The lettuce is going in there. as is, like that. Little couple bananas, couple of orange peels. And a little more lettuce. There they go. Now it's time to cover it up with a little bedding. Use my cover sheet. While I'm at it, I'm gonna give them a little bit of worm chow, which is my flaxseed and oats mixture. A little worm chow right here on the side. There they go, they'll be good. Just cover it up with this cover sheet right here. And not bother them so they can go ahead and eat all these food scraps. Now it's time to look at my other worm bin with the Euros. This is the Rebel worm bin with the Euros in it. Some on the lid. Wow. Plenty of castings in this worm bin. Looks like this one's going to have to get harvested pretty soon. But for now, let me just give them some food. This bin's a little bit wetter than the other one. So let me sorry to keep bumping you. Egg carry carton right here. Give them some of the lettuce. I might even throw the core in there. Lettuce, the core. A few of the banana peels, orange peels, and a napkin. Let me just cover it up. Cover sheet right here so I know that I fed them over there. Give them a little bit of worm chow as well to keep them happy. So here we go, a little worm chow. Give them a little fiber in their diet. And while I'm at it, let's go ahead and look at this mini worm bin right here that I had worm cocoons in. They were Europeans. Let's see if anything hatched. There's still eggs in there. But the worms hatched and they're alive, so the worm cocoon nursery is a success. I'm just going to put them in here. And they even make castings with the few worms that were in there. So I'm just going to, like I said, add all these worms, babies into this one and let them multiply. So that goes to show that you can always start a worm cocoon nursery with a little bit of moist bedding and some food scraps and you'll be good to go. And they got to be at a nice temperature to raise them, but it was pretty easy. Thanks to everyone for their advice on how to raise these cocoons, so I learned some experience. So now it's time to look at my other worm bin with the mixed worms. The mixed worm bin with red wiggers, blue worms, and euros. Just a couple on the side, nothing major. Some sprouts growing in here. Just seems like just yesterday I just harvested castings, and with the weather being warm and the worms being happy, they're able to eat more food scraps and poop you out more castings, so you'll be getting a lot more worm castings throughout the nice seasons. So enjoy it while you can, because all good things must come to an end. But let me give them some a little bit of bedding down. The lettuce. Some couple pieces of the oranges, a little bit of the banana, let's cover it up a little bit. It's looking good. They deserve a little bit of worm chow as well. So here you go, worms. It's worm chow right here. Let me cover you up with the bedding and then focus on my other worm bin with the junk mail in it. The junk mail worm bin also has a mixture of reds, blues, and European night crawlers. Sorry guys, I keep bumping it, but I am no longer going to just add junk mail into this worm bin, because I don't like how the paper from the junk mail gets matted down, so it's just strictly going to be the newspaper and cardboard method. Plenty of worms in here. We get the lettuce first, cut a piece of the lettuce. Then I'm going to give them, I guess they're going to have to get this banana peel because there's not too much left to feed them. Let me cover this one up with some bedding. And let me give them some of the worm chow. Put the worm chow right there. Cover this one up and call this one good to go. Now let's take a look at the worm bucket. The worm bucket, plenty of castings, plenty of worms. Have to make a date, plan and schedule a date to harvest these castings so the worms will have better living conditions. Let me give them a little bit of cardboard or something so they can munch on to hold them over. So I'll just get this cardboard right here. Set that right there. See if I got any lettuce left. Got a little piece. I'm going to give them some of this worm chow. There you go, got worm chow, got some little bit of bedding. Just cover it up a little bit. And call this one good to go. Now, the last worm bin I want to look at is the one with the 100% Mimi's Red Wiggler worms. 100% Red Wiggler worms from Mimi's Worm Farm, LLC. A couple of fungus gnats in here, something, but not too many. The bedding is still a little bit drier than I would like. The worms are throughout the bin. I'm going to give them a little moisture in my sprayer, with my sprayer, and then I'm going to hook up my top cover sheet as well. Yeah, this bed, this is probably one of the driest worm beds that I have for now. But it's not completely dry. Make sure this cover sheet is damp. But this worm bin is completely in a different location compared to my other ones. My other 6 are on a stand, and this one's in another location by a window, closer to a heating unit. But let me see what else I have left to feed them. Let's see. Really not much with this batch of food, but a morsel of lettuce and some banana peels, or not banana peels, orange peels. I'm going to give them a lot more worm chow. I have some more corn that I'll feed them on the next feeding, but they'll be fine for now because there's bedding in there. And there will also be some of this worm chow. So if you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments box below. If you like what you're hearing from me, subscribe, like the video, and watch this one next. I want to say thanks for watching. You have a great day. Bye.